So Melos, I think we've been reading about neobanks quite a lot. It's like creating waves across the world. And if you look at the statistics in Australia, I think they're going to capture close to 8 to 10% of the market share by 2027. I think they bring us speed, agility, customer experience, cost us faster. And I think they've occupied a major part of the personal loan space. And now they're moving toward SME lending as well. So how do you see that disruption of neobanks when it comes to Australia as a region, and how do you want to kind of relate to Bank of Sydney context as well?
Thanks for the opportunity to be here and talk to you about some of the things that are going on in the world of banking. I think when I think about neobanks, you think about what caused neobanks to exist or be here, and it came about because technology has moved so much and changed so much. Right. With the internet in the early to late 1990s and internet banking starting in the early part of this century, followed by the smartphone, which started to be introduced in the late 2008, 2010, and the way that's taken off, and the experience that customers got from using smartphones in all sorts of their daily life. And frankly, banks around the world with monolithic technology and old traditional ways of doing things hadn't been able to keep up with the customer experience needs. And so a group of people saw an opportunity, and they created new banks from scratch because they recognised that they couldn't take an old bank and convert it easily. And so we've seen a number of neobanks around the world, and a few neobanks in Australia set themselves up from scratch with new modern technology aimed at looking at how they simplify the customer experience and make the customer experience a whole lot more easy. What we've seen in Australia is that the neobanks have been absorbed then into the mainstream banking because the mainstream banks in Australia have caught up from a customer experience point of view with what a lot of the neobanks were doing, and the way they've been tackling customer experience. And I think having seen the opportunity to improve customer experience, get more things done on mobile phone, tablets, internet, get them done more quickly, to be able to open a bank account online in real time with what you've got in your wallet, you couldn't do 10 years ago, and now it's everyone does it. And that was caused by neobanks coming into the country to enable us to open bank accounts quickly and then get on with banking, and similar for personal loans, and now more recently mortgages and the like and things like that. And so the mainstream banks are starting to catch up with the neobanks, as it were, and simplify their banking technology, but more importantly simplify the experience for customers and staff to enable banking to happen in a much more seamless manner, and in a manner that's more contemporary with the way people buy and consume all sorts of services and products nowadays.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, the consumer behavior was looking for more personalized experience, plus the generation, I think, moved. The mobile penetration increased from close to 35% 10 years back to 80%. So I think both the things were moved in that direction to take that success to neobanks, and everyone is catching up in that direction.
Exactly, and one of the things that the banks had is a lot of information but no data.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of data but no information. And neobanks turned that on its head and created a lot of information out of the data. And mainstream banks seem to have caught up now with converting data into information and being able to personalise customer experience, looking at what product's the best product. Now, lots of banks have talked for many years, decades, about next best product. But it's only in more recent times, with the advent of data and big data and some of the data systems that we've been able to put into our banks, that we've been able to get some real personalised next best product thing. Yep. And I think we'll talk about agentic AI.
Yep.
I think that'll also be able to put that on steroids as well. Right. And so the customer experience that we'll be able to provide as a small bank will be superior to what you can provide as a large bank because, or just as good and seamless in fact, because of the way that we'll be able to use agentic AI, and which is created out of the data that we've got about customers' use of banking technology and products.